minutes, let everybody get in here. See if we get some people going. Man, oh man. What a day it has been. All right. Well, we got somebody in here. Just got back with parts. Got the new impeller housing. So the old one is, I think, still here in the bag. I had a little bit of meltage there. See where it got hot and it melted all this? So it was trying to push that water out through there. And as that thing got hot, it melted because this got run, I'm assuming got run dry somehow. I don't know. But this got hot and started melting that housing. Luckily, the shop down the road, they had everything for this. They have the, I'm keeping this as a spare because there's a blue plastic piece here that drops in, and there's a rubber piece here for a seal. So, keeping all that. So, I don't ever throw away everything. I just kind of keep some spares around, just in case. But, trying to get this going because tomorrow we're going wahoo fishing. We're going to go out about 4 o'clock this morning and probably leave the dock around 4:30, go get us some mullet, and then go run out and try and see if we can do a little high speeding and then go back to it. So see if we can get some live baiting going. So trying to get this thing put back together. It's been an all-day process. Hey, dull hooks and dumb luck, but you gotta sign in from your other one, man. See if we can get an invite in there. I sent you one earlier. Blake, if you're still in there, I went and saw Logan. Well, the guys there at Logan's. And they had this, thank God. They had the seal, they had the new piece, they had the whole new housing for the impeller. Got the everything changed there. And so that everybody can get caught up from the last live I did, I had to shut down so I could run and get parts. That is from like 2 runs. 2 runs. So maybe 100 miles, 120 miles maybe. And that's how dark that fluid just got. So, Blake's over there now. He's that's my uncle. Dull Hooks and Dumb Luck is his channel. He's checking the drags on all of our live baiting rods now, getting that set up, getting that ready to go. I'm gonna put a little grease there on that O-ring. Keep my, you know, the Yamaha lube ready to go. So, I put just a little bit on that one where it's fixing to slide up in. And a little bit around on that O-ring, that pitot. A little bit of lube goes a long way, you know? Hey, one thing I want to get everybody to do when they come in, let's see, we got six or seven people in here now. Comment where you're from. Let us know. How far are we reaching out? Where are we getting viewership at? Last time we had somebody that signed in and they commented they were from Kenya, Africa. So I was like, that's wild. Their reach was that far out. Ooh. 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 Well, might be in another trouble. I believe I have my stuff up front though. I did buy 1 quart with this. Look at it right there. I'm gonna try and flush some of this out because I just showed where that oil's all nasty and black. I'm gonna put this in the top and kind of flush some oil through, so I can try and flush a little bit of that nastiness out, because it's bad. It's pretty bad. Does that go in here? Nice and easy. Of course. Can y'all see the bottom down there? Let me tilt her down just a little bit more. Y'all can see it. I'm from the other block. Oh, Scott DeVito! Down the street. Orange City Fire Department himself. What are you doing today, Scott? What you up to? Give that thing some air and let it start running through. It's just barely starting to trickle through now. All right, you can see it's starting to funnel through a little bit now. I'll show that, just a little bit of that out. See it? Just trickling down. You see how dark and nasty that is? It's only from like 2 runs, so I wanted to push a little bit out. And you can see it's already getting a little bit dingy for what it's pushing through. But you can see that line of stuff there. I think next time I'm going to end up with some diesel. Put some diesel in there and then like shake it around and flush it through, because this is getting to be like, I've noticed it the last couple times that I've done it, that it's been pretty dark. So we'll let that flood through there. We're good here, ready to go in. Everything's greased. Oh, we got one more O-ring put on in the rings here. Get that O-ring. Where the hell did I put that? Right there. Get this one on. Anybody that's in here, comment where you're from. We got 5 people in here right now. Trying to gain some subscribers and see where we're getting traction at, see where everybody's at. Seven people. All right, let's see. We got this. What else we got? What else we got? We're gonna go out here in a minute. West Volusia. Yeah. West Volusia. So, I don't know if anybody in here knows, but all the boys from Volusia County, they go up and down the coast, and they whoop up on everybody on the fishing tournaments. So, being from Volusia County and getting to be that my uncle, his fish with all these guys, I got a nice little insider for all the information that I gain. And then, let's see. Oh, might as well go ahead and push this in. Now that she's leaking out just a little bit, trickling out. When I took this off, for the foot, I took the the bottom out first. So when I took the bottom out, I for the bottom plug, it started sucking. You could hear it start sucking in. So that made me realize that everything for where the shaft goes in and everything there, all that seal is good, because obviously the air pressure was different. It must have been warmer when I put it together the last time, and as that thing, I was pulling that out, it started to suck in. So that's one way to check, in case you're worried that your shaft seal might be leaking, or even in from this side if you got fishing line and stuff around there and you got something in there. But that'll tell you right there, that's a big sign. So lucky for us, that's the only thing we didn't have to do. But we had to replace this impeller housing. I'm gonna keep showing it to everybody as people are signing it out. You see how it's like right in there. It's, see that melted part? It must have got hot at some point. So who knows how it got hot or what it got hot from, airlock, or who knows? Because it ain't like I run it without water hooked up. So, but there's always them odd and end things. Who knows? That thing might have, it might have gotten, who knows? Maybe one of the kids was playing in the boat, cranked it up. It wouldn't be surprising. Oh. I don't know how much this thing takes. I think it takes like a quart and a half. We're pumping it with a little pump made for it, but it's like a soap dispenser pump. You just keep pumping this thing until right up here is the fill level hole. You just keep pumping it until it starts coming out there. Pumping right away. 386 Mafia. That's right. All the Volusia counties. They come in there, they go to all of the different fishing tournaments all up and down the coast, and they whoop up on everybody. Y'all that are in here, comment where you're from. Let's see how far out our reach is getting. Somehow or another, we gained like an exorbitant amount of subscribers in the past 5 weeks. We've gained almost 20,000 in 5 weeks. Well, hold on, about 18,000, because we had about 5 weeks ago. And it's wild how it just took off. So we're trying to see where everybody's from, see what's all going on with where our viewership's at, where it's from, who's seen it. Try and get an idea if it's like, who knows if it's even real, you know? Maybe it's just like bots or something like that. Trying to figure out. I'm gonna have to wander through the shop here. It's a mess. So I can go up here. I have my box of all out. If I decide that it's time for it to happen and we are gonna go fishing, we can get her done. So out the door she goes. Dang. Don't ever let those fall down in there, peeps. Don't let those fall down in there. Tops of that. Alright, back to pumping. 14 of us in here. Hey, y'all comment where you're from. Let's see what's going on. Well, we just started to pump, so literally like just over a quart. Let's see if we can. Yep, that's perfect. So this thing seals itself pretty much with the seal, and up top here, Um, and it acts like the straw effect, where you like, say this is a straw, and you put your finger over the top, and you pull it up, and it's holding fluid. Same concept here. Of course, I grabbed the one that's got the messed up tip that I use for a punch and a chisel and everything else. Hold on. Ah, that's more like it. Earlier when I pulled these out, I put the new seals on. So in case anybody gets a little wild and says, "Oh, you gotta put new seals on it," they've already been done. They were done before I had to run across town and go get more parts. So here's this one. Now, the one that's just a little bit longer, see how it's got that magnet on there? That goes down in the bottom just to catch any of the extra stuff here. And it's gonna leak a little bit just because, but it's only gonna be a tiny little bit. So we're gonna drop this down and put this right in. Get over here. In you go. And thank God I'm doing this today, and I'm washing myself good tonight. Fixing to go get some orange pumice soap right now, so I can get rid of that oil off me, because Lord knows we don't want that contaminating our baits. Make sure I scrub under my scrub everything real good, because tomorrow we're going wahoo fishing, and we don't want to touch something. And then the fish. I watched a Salt Strong video, and they were talking about things with fish and how good their scent is. And they said that a fish can smell 10,000 times better than a dog. 10,000 times better than a dog? That's ridiculous. But then you hear like sharks, forever and distance away, they smell the slightest bit of blood in the water, and on they go. You got obviously other senses, like their lateral line and all that kind of helps feel the vibrations of things. But it's wild that their sense of smell is so strong. And that Salt Strong video, it's been a couple years since I've seen it, but they were talking like everything that you got on the boat, right? They were talking about human urine. Say that you pee outside the boat, whatever. Urine didn't bother the fish whatsoever. The scent of urine, human urine, did not bother the fish whatsoever. Like juice drinks, little Capri Suns and stuff like that, didn't bother the fish one bit. It didn't nothing. But they were also talking about how like tobacco, so like chewing tobacco and you're spitting out, that bothers. That bothers the fish. And then you got obviously all kinds of other things like oil, like this kind of oil, this gear lube. We don't want to touch stuff like this. So I've got on the boat, I've got some of those citrus hand wipes, so that we can, if we have to do any kind of work while we're out there, any kind of something, your hands get nasty, we can use those citrus hand wipes. And I think it's box towels or whatever it is, but you get them at Home Depot, and they're freaking pristine, but they use natural pumice and juice and all that from like orange, so they keep it to where it's all natural kind of cleaners. But we're getting about 21 people in here, it looks like. Hey, y'all comment where you're from. Nobody's really wanting to jump in and do that, but I'm just trying to see how far all of our viewership's getting. Last time we had one, somebody came in from Kenya. So let's see, last things should be all good from here. What else we got? I think we're ready, fixing to be here in a minute. We're gonna be putting this thing back in. Did I need to do anything else? Let me crank those down just a little bit more. Let me crank these down with the where's the damn screwdriver? Oh, it's over here. Put some channel locks on there just to give her a smidge of a turn. Not much at all. Just to smush that seal a little bit more, because Lord knows we don't want to end up with a damn leak or in or out. We don't want salt water getting in there. So we're getting a bunch more people in here now. Anybody that's ever done any of this stuff and they're changing their lower foot oil, you'll know that if you pull the bottom out and it just starts flooding out, it's getting air in from either this side from the propeller side or from the shaft coming down into it. So it'll be sucking that air and basically causing a vent. But if it's good and tight, just like holding a straw here, like I showed this earlier. Holding it, you know, you put your finger over a straw, you pick it up, and there's still fluid in it. You let it up and it falls out. Same concept with those. So let's see what else we got. What else we got? So yeah, I think we're ready to move out. We're gonna move out to the boat here. Let's see. Selamat Indonesia. That's reaching out a little bit. That's reaching out a lot of bit. Well, that's what we're working on. Our Yamaha, just so where everybody can see it. Got that F-150XB. So a 150 offshore. Let me take a little walk around the boat here. Show y'all. Let me get this thing to turn. There we go. So we got the boat here. Let me back off over here. Get a good side view here. You know, that thing, it's perfect. And I mentioned in the last live that right there, that company, I will not ever buy a trailer from them again. All the brake lines are rusting, and I've washed this thing every time it comes back. I mean, you can see it right there. You can see that line right there. It's just rusted off. You can see, let's see, let me get you in there. You can see it all rusted off. So it's just wild to me that, here, let me just put this thing here. It's wild to me that that stuff rusted off like that. I mean, there's no reason that should be rusting like that when it was galvanized, but they just didn't use a good galvanized material, and what they should have used was like rubber brake lines with the brass fittings and stuff, so that way it wouldn't do that. But anyways, it looks like we got more people coming in here. Let's everybody that's coming in, comment where you're from. Let's see how far out our reach is getting, because obviously I'm assuming Fanny, just pardon me if that ain't it, how you pronounce it, but from Indonesia. That's wild that we're reaching out that far right now. So I feel like I'm forgetting something here with this. Just trying to make sure that I'm not. I got oil going in. We got this one on the ground. Let me pick this up, swing this around, make sure we're not going to spill any oil out. Y'all go look at our I did a video of changing oil in this thing, like the engine oil in it, and when I let it out, that thing, I tried to get close to pull the plug out with the wrench, and as soon as it got down to right there at the end, it dropped out, and I didn't have the funnel ready, and I'm like scrambling, I'm like, ah! Make, you know, funny noises. But that's a video y'all can drop back and go check out. Let me take this thing out real quick, and then I'll move y'all out. All right, going out here. I'm gonna take some of this Yamaha lube. That right there is a lifesaver. Every one of these bolts that I pulled out, and you can see it up in these holes here. You can see it up in that hole. You know, there's no corrosion. It's all good. So thank God that, you know, somebody bestowed that wisdom upon me. So when we were doing, when I was just starting to work on this thing, somebody told me, they said that Yamaha lube right there, lube every single bolt. I mean, you can see it here. Every single bolt gets lubed up with it. We ain't got any kind of problems whatsoever out of it. So let's see. All right, get this down here. Those rings down on it. I'm gonna put some of this. I'm gonna get some of this put onto the splines for the splines for the shaft here, where it goes up in and it spins in with the motor. Get me some grease on there. When I went to pull this thing apart, every single bolt that I went to pull out came out super easy, all because I take that little extra time and I put just a little extra grease on there. And it's marine grease, so it's, you know, water's not gonna just wash it off. But it's good because the next guy, and maybe however long down the road this engine stays on here, nobody's gonna have to worry about it. So we got 27 people in here. Hey, y'all comment where you're from. Let's see how far out. We got Indonesia, we got West Volusia, got that 386 Mafia. Let's see what else, who else we got in here. Got my bolts, got everything, should have everything. Hey, so listen, here is a very, very helpful hint. So I met my buddy, his name's Captain Dudley, and he was down there in Sarasota. And it was one day I was having lunch and he said, hey, is there any way you could move out of this spot so that I can be here? Because he was wanting to change his, do something with working on his motor, right? So I said, yeah, no problem. I said, I'm just sitting here chilling for lunch. I said, let me get out and help you. You know, a fellow boater in need, why not? Plus, I was just sitting there chilling anyway, so it didn't matter. So I get out, he pulls forward. He's like, man, I changed my impeller, and now, like, when I go into forward or reverse, it's not doing anything. Like, it's revving up, but it's not like actually switching into gear. So I was like, all right, well, let's go ahead and we'll drop it down. And this little shaft right here, this guy, that guy has to get pushed into that right position. And the little, let me see if I can see it up in here. You can see right there is where it slides up into. You got to get it into that. And how it didn't line up, who knows? But you get that thing lined right up into there and slide it right up in. And I got to find out about this bushing right here. It's showing on that shaft right there. It's got some wear, but it's not fresh wear. So I think maybe that's just what that spot is. Maybe it's worn down and it doesn't touch anymore. But that seems to me like maybe something's wrong. So I'm gonna have to consult my my mechanic friends down there at the boat place. But anyways, hey y'all, there's 45 of us in here. Let's comment where we're from. I just want to find out how far out my reach is getting. We got Indonesia, we got West Volusia, we got down the block. So we got a bunch of people in here. Let's keep it going. Let's see where everybody's from. It's wild how it just jumps up and down so much, and I'm sure it's just because there's plenty of people chilling on a Saturday, you know. Scrolling through. Trying to get this thing shoved in here is no easy task. We're still just shy. Let's see if we can jiggle her into place here. That's what it is. Oh, of course. Usually when I do this, I leave it in gear so that I can spin the propeller and get that shaft in place. But right now, I'm fighting it. So let's pull her down, spin her just a little bit. See if we can get this thing up into place here. I can feel this rod trying to get into that damn hole. Oh, what I wouldn't do for a little bit of help right now. There you go. There we go. Now we got it. So, thank God I was there to help Dudley that day. Because as you can see, it's not easy getting this done by yourself. So, okay, that's on there. So, we're going to reapply some grease on these bolts. I got the 2 in there to get her started. We're just going to reapply just a little bit each time. Just to kind of keep that greased up. It seals the threads, keeps anything from getting a little bit of moisture up in there. Keeps it from corroding. Keeps that salt water out. That's the biggest thing. And then, like I said, I'm putting this bolt in by finger tight, running it all the way in with my fingers right now, and I'm not having any issues. So that grease right there, that Yamaha lube, it's your best friend. Absolute best friend. Use it. Use it wisely. You can see, like, there's some extra on there down here, and then you got the other up there where it's already ran into the threads. So we're leaving that extra up top there just to keep that bolt from being able to get any kind of oxidation on it. So help seal that hole just a little bit more. All right, let's see. Get this one in. Then we'll pull this other one down here in a minute. The one we put in there to help hold it in place. We'll place setter. Hey, there's like 40 of us in here. Let's see. Comment where you're from. We got West Volusia. Down the block, we got 386 Mafia. We got Indonesia, which is wild. What time is it in Indonesia right now? If you're still in here, y'all gotta be getting ready for bed. It's gotta be about that time. Let's see. Yep. Now, one big tip for everybody. Don't tighten all the bolts till you get any of the bolts. Don't tighten one of them till you get all of them in. Because, Lord knows, anybody that's ever done a flywheel and a torque converter to a flywheel, you get the first one going, you get around to the next one, you're spinning that thing around, you get around to that next one, and you ain't getting to it. So, make sure you get all the bolts in before you start tightening the first one. One bolt short. That's right there on top of that trash can that I used earlier as a table. This is great. The sun's over here now, so it was over here where I had the camera out earlier. The sun was absolutely blinding. And it still looks like it ain't very great, but Dark Will, hi, hello, how are you? Dark Will, what's your channel about? That's a different name. Dark Will. Anybody that's in here, comment where you're from. Let us know. Let's see how far we're reaching out. Let's see how far damn Skiffy is getting. So, anybody that's wondering, we do boat maintenance videos. We do fishing videos too. We're doing quite a bit of a rebuild on a Carolina skiff. So that Carolina skiff, let me show y'all while I'm just here. Let me show you the skiff that we have named Damn Skiffy. Let me clean that camera. Yeah, so that's in another episode. So gonna show off the 25 horse. Actually have already contacted the people with outboard EFI tuning, and they are going to hook it up with a tune for this where it goes from 25 horsepower to 35 horsepower. And that 10 horsepower gain, if you think about that in a way of like percentage, right? So let's just say that 25 horse to 35 horse is, I don't know, like a 30% gain, 40% gain, something like that. It's got to be about 30 or 40% gain. So, and you can see right now it's being used for storage. We got the inflatable dock in there that we use when we go to the Glen up there, the spring up there, and we got a couple other things in there. But we got a lot of projects. Like, we've already done this bench, and we cut holes in here. These are for the holes for the rod holders, and then we got cup holders here. And you can see like the gel coat here is just, it's nasty, it's cracked. So we're gonna do a gel coat project. We're gonna try our hand at that. Who knows if we can even do Austria. We got Austria in here. So we got some fiberglass repair to do to it too. And you can see here, like, it's got, somebody hit the dock or something like that with it. And it's got a nice little thing. But over here in the little shed, we've got the front deck. Let me see if I can, it's in the storage shed, so I don't know if we can actually see this or not. Oh, and somebody locked it and I don't have my key on me. Anyways, in the shed there, we've got the front deck. So the front deck is actually a pretty good size. You can see the caulk line here. It actually goes, let me see if you can get this thing back front. It stretches 4 feet forward. So we already have a trolling motor for it. So we got a nice Minn Kota trolling motor that we're gonna put on here. The Minn Kota trolling motor is a used unit that I caught on Marketplace. I was cruising along one night on Marketplace and I found it. It was like, I want to say it was 400 or 450 bucks. And I went and picked it up from the guy. So it's a spot lock unit, so we won't have to worry about anchors. Obviously we'll still keep one in the boat, but we won't have to use that. And y'all can see here, we got the pulling platform on it, which probably won't get used very much because it's, until I can get something figured out for adding some flotation back here, like to get help the ass into the boat not drop, till I can get something added back there, we're probably going to just use that for storage. And I'll put some right up here, I'll put some rod holders or something like that, maybe even on the side there. And it makes a perfect leaning spot right there. So when we're cruising along, because this thing being a tiller drive, you know, all the weight's quite a bit in the back. And when we're cruising along, just idling along, you know, you see my hand is about there. I can touch my wrist to the top of the gunnel, and right about there is the water line. So it's, you know, there. But when we're up and running, that thing jumps right out of the water. And those right there, I know, before anybody even says it, they don't need to be sitting on there. We just haven't moved the bunks forward yet. And those are so stiff anyways. But we got to move those forward so that'll have room. But those right there pick this thing right up out of the water. And this thing rides so smooth. So you can see we got our spot lock one there. So when we go do our fishing at the bridges or whatnot, or offshore, we got that. And then we got maybe a future project, a derelict boat. We'll see. It's been sitting there for like 10 years. We're gonna get the tarp back on it. The tarp came off the canopy with the hurricane. We took it down, so we didn't want to leave that up there. But hey, everybody that's coming in, we got 57 people in here right now. Let's comment where you're from. Let's see how far out everything's stretching. Like, where are we? How far is our reach becoming? So we have had an Indonesia watcher. We had West Volusia, which is in Florida, which is where I'm from, which the 386 Mafia, that's all the boys that are here in Volusia County, where they go up and down the coast and they like slay every single fishing tournament. So luckily my uncle's been kind enough to bestow all the knowledge that he's gained from all the years of his fishing, and he's fished with a lot of those dudes, a lot of those really big name dudes that are here in this county, and he's got a lot of knowledge that he's been sharing with us. So everything that he's sharing, we're trying to, obviously we're not going to tell everything, but for the most part we're going to show it all, you know, and then that way everybody can get into it. I'm trying to show the mechanical side of things, like with the boat maintenance and the working on the fiberglass and all that kind of stuff, and show that a regular everyday Joe, like you see it. I do fire sprinklers for a company here in Florida. I travel the nation for them. I'm a regular Joe, and if I can do it, y'all can do it. So I think that's the message that needs to be sent, because I feel like the youth are we're kind of losing the youth. The youth, they don't think that they can do things. They're like, oh no, I can't do that. So they just don't do it. And it's amazing to me how many young guys are like that. Instead of just being like how I was like, no, I can do it. Just figure it out. And I might have messed it up. I might have messed up a lot of things along the way, but I tried. And so that's one message that I'm trying to relay out to all these young cats. Like, you can do all this work. This is nothing. And you don't have to pay a mechanic $100 an hour or more to do it for you. Like, this is all simple stuff. I understand there's going to be those moments where it's going to be like outside of your realm of knowledge and outside of your like expertise and like just a little bit more than you want to do. But I mean, come on, this is all nuts and bolts. If somebody put it together, I could take it apart and put it back together. Give me a minute. Let me grab this ratchet. That sun is whooping my ass. Where's my sunglasses? Oh, that's so much better. So I see we got a California in here. Where else we got? Let's see, somebody else commented. We got California. Mr. My Chish Don't Stink. Glad for you to be watching. I'm going to give it all to the audience over time. Oh, yeah. So dull hooks and dumb luck. That's my Uncle Blake. That's what I was talking about. He's giving us all this information. I'm going to show things, like show us fishing. He's going to give you the how-tos. He's going to show you all that. So if you go over there, he's just starting his channel up. He's got a video about red snapper and about how, like, if you're not from here, you probably don't know. Our red snapper population, there's a video that he's showing, like his last video. He got some of the bar graph data, like all the stuff that they were using for the South Atlantic Fishery Management Council. Like, he got all of their stuff and was like showing it on his page, where it showed like we've got the highest amount of red snapper population overall that we've ever had. And then like they're saying that this ban on fishing for red snapper is going to go for 20 more years. It's been 14 years and now we don't catch black sea bass anymore. Those red snapper are eating themselves out of house and reef, for the bad part, you know what I mean? Like, they don't eat themselves for the most part. They're eating everything else under the sun, and we're catching them now. Like, I talked to my guy that does all our leads today, and he told me that I knew of some spots, like people are getting, they're catching red snapper inside the intercoastal, which that's unheard of. Like, that's so new. Like, we've never encountered that. And then now they're catching them at the jetty for the inlet. They're making their way through, and there is a lot of them. Obviously, they're eating up every single little thing. So now it's going to end up like the lionfish, where we have to go and eradicate them. We're going to have to go and just catch as many as we can, and it ain't going to matter. But they're not going to let us do that because they haven't seen the data showing that they've got enough of certain ages. And if you go and you look at Blake's on dull hooks and dumb luck, if you go and you look on that video, he shows all kinds of this information. He's telling you about, like, The amount of yield of eggs that a 10-year-old puts off, a 10-year-old red snapper, compared to how many 2-year-old red snapper, is astounding. How many 2-year-old red snapper it takes to give off the same yield of eggs that a 10-year-old is. And all that information is over there. I'm not going to give that away right now, but y'all can go watch his video. I think his video was like, I think it was 10 or 12, 10, 15 minutes long. But it talks about like the ridiculous red snappers, the name of the video. We have an absurd amount of them. They're eating everything. They're eating all the small bait fish. And those people at the South Atlantic Fishery Management Council, they talk about, they are, you know, this, they've got this data, this data, this data. You can give them 2 + 2 = 4, but they don't know what to do with 4. And that's one of my uncle's sayings right there. You can give somebody something and they can get the knowledge, they can get the information, but if they don't know what to do with that information, then they're not going to do anything. And that's what they've been doing. They haven't been doing anything. And they're falling behind on their job because they have, let's see. What's up, Egon? Hitler. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, anyways, like, so Blake's channel over there, Dull Hooks and Dumb Luck. He's just starting out. Go give him some likes and some follows. Subscribe to his channel. He's got a TikTok and he's got a couple of pretty good videos on TikTok. I think he's got an Instagram too going on. So if y'all go over there and show him some love, that'd be cool. But anybody that's in here, let's see where you're from. Let's get us a conversation going here. So I'm gonna get started tightening this stuff up, and I need my wrenches from the other side. So, you know, it's funny how many people get onto these lives and they're just like, they comment all kind of silly stuff. Like one guy earlier, it's like menopause. I'm like, what? He said, I didn't know how you identify. Well, I voted for Trump, so that should tell you. Probably get a couple dislikes on the video for that comment, but it is what it is, you know? Now, I'm going to tighten up a couple of these, 4 of these, you know, opposite sides, and just get this thing moved up. And then I'm going to click this thing. I'm going to go up there, I'm going to click it into gear and make sure that I can spin the propeller and it actually clicks into gear. So I don't end up like my buddy Dudley, how I met him, trying to get that gear selector back up into the right hole. All right, let me get one more of these tightened up just into here. Let's see what we got. Thanks for the shout out. You got it, Blake. You know, we're just trying to build this thing together. So I don't know how I've had the huge surge that I did in the past like 5 weeks. We've gained I try and say this word, an exorbitant amount of subscribers. Like we're up to 19,000. We just crossed 19,400 just a little bit ago. And as we're trying to get all this going, like I haven't put out very many videos yet, but I do a lot of shorts. So all those shorts I try and do are like, you know, funny shorts to bring people in, because everybody scrolls, everybody's sitting there like at the end of the day, you're bored, you're just doing whatever you got to do, you're making it through, you're like 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, you know, your kids are winding down, but they ain't wound down, but you want to, and you just, you know, kind of get lost in scrolling. So that's why I try and do all those shorts, and it's obviously done something well for us. So, but we're gained, like, we're at 19,400. 5 or 6 weeks ago, we hit 1,000. And it was wild to see, like, how it just took off from there. And it took off in a way that it made me feel like it's not real. So that's why I'm, like, trying to get everybody to comment here, like, where are you from? Like, make sure that all these, you know, showing us you having 42 viewers. Where are y'all from? You know, just let us know. Let's see how far our reach is. Let's see where everybody's at. And then obviously if you found some fishing content on here, you know, you're going to be interested in it. And I would like to get to know some of y'all. Like I met Earl the Reef Robber, which is another guy that he sent us some merch the other day. did a short on that, and that dude, that's the coolest name for a fishing channel I think I've ever heard. The Reef Robber. So go check him out. His name's Earl. He's actually a really cool dude. Let's see. We got obviously there's Mike D, which we're planning to do a video with Blake and Mike D. We're going out on my boat here, the Hoo Hoo Hunter, and Mike D, Jetty Rocks and Mike D. Anyways, we're planning to go do a video with him where we're going to try and go do some wahoo fishing like we're going to do tomorrow. Like we're going out. We actually asked Mike if he wanted to come along tomorrow, and he had a charter, unfortunately. But we're trying to get out there. We're trying to get some people to join in with us and maybe do some collaborations. And like I was talking with the Reef Robber, and he said next year around August time is when they start catching salmon. So I'm going to go up there to Oregon, and we're going to go out and we're going to do some fishing. So that's going to be a cool video. It's a whole different coast. I mean, it's 3,000 miles away from here. So that'd be cool, and then I wanted for my 40th birthday, I wanted to go do, I wanted to go to either Guatemala or Costa Rica and go do a charter out there. And so I'm hoping that I'm not going to end up doing it for my 40th birthday. What I'm probably going to do is in February, January or February, somewhere in there, I'm going to try to go down to Puerto Rico and do some mahi fishing there. So I think they call them Dorado, but down there even, I know that they call them that off of the coast of Costa Rica and Guatemala. They say Dorado. But I just want to go do some fishing, other spots in the world, like try and do, oh yeah, we got lobster fishing with Brian, one of the guys, one of our good friends. He's partners with this guy that does lobster. So we can end up there too. Like obviously Blake's I'm fixing to end up back traveling for work again, which I do now, but I'm like home every weekend. I've been very blessed to be in Florida for the past year, but we're going to try and do some other stuff there. And even if I end up going, Blake's going to go. So there's going to be like plenty of video stuff that y'all are going to get from the group of us that we're going to try and show, and trying to find out, just find some more people, like whoever's in here. If any of y'all do fishing stuff, let us know, and let's do some collaborations. Let's go out, and I'll bring you out down here. Y'all can take me out where you're at, and then just do whatever. I do offshore, we do inshore, we do, I've yet to really get into lake or river fishing over here on the St. John's, freshwater stuff. I've yet to really get into it. I want to get into it. I want to learn some more, but right now we're just trying to do as much as we can while we can for offshore and learn like one thing at a time, which the way that the weather's been out there off the coast with all this high wind and high waves now because of the winds for the past few weeks, maybe it would have been nice to get on out there, which the river, all the boat ramps just opened back up from the hurricane, from all that flooding. And I got one video on here showing how high the water rose over a 24-hour period. The day the hurricane was coming up, the next day, 24 hours later, it hit the river. The whole entire St. John's had risen 2 feet. And you got to think, like, it's not just like the narrow path of the river all the way up. It's the narrow path and all the land that goes up like this. All that raised 2 feet, which is just outrageous amount of water that we got from that. But they just opened up the boat ramps, and now everybody's like, yeah, the specs are hitting. We got to go get us some. We got to go get some of that. We got to go get some of them. So we're going to do that. We're going to try and get in. One of our buddies, Tyler, he's got a hookup where he's right there at his dock right there off of Lemon Bluff, which is over like the Volusia Seminole County line. He's got that, and he says, just get you some minnows and go out there and just hang out. Well, we're going to take the boat out, and we're going to go around, and we're going to go see what we can find. So hopefully we'll be able to do that with him here in the next few weeks. And then, like I said, we got Blake. We're going fishing tomorrow. We're going wahoo fishing tomorrow off the coast of Daytona Beach. So we're going to roll out from there. We're going to roll out about 35 to 40 miles and just start moving around, just see what we find. Obviously, got to keep your head on a swivel out there. And I don't know if it's something to do with people having blue eyes or what, but like some people just see way better, see into the water better without glasses on. I have to have these things to be able to see down into the water because the glare is just too much for me. But my uncle spots things from like a mile away. He saw this thing in the like the way the wave was moving. It's just moving funky. He's like, there's something over there. There's something in the water. So we ended up going over there. I need to grab the charger and get it sim plugged in. We ended up going over there, and what we find? There was a piece of a Southwest Airlines plane. Maybe they sunk some fuselages around along the way over there, but they were let me find it. They were, might just have to change where I got y'all set. But anyways, we found that, and he saw it from like a mile away, which was wild, absolutely wild to me. So, and then like we got up to it, and of course, I didn't see the I didn't think about it until it was too late. I was like, man, we should have gotten us a video of that, and we didn't do it. So I've kicked myself for that, obviously. Hola. So I've kicked myself for not getting that video of that, because I'm sure that would have gained us. I'm sure that would have gained us quite a bit of viewers. You know, us being like, oh yeah, look at this, look what we found, and people are gonna be, you know, there's plenty of people that are afraid of flying. So those people would be obviously a little more scared of flying when they see a part of a Southwest Airlines flight going. But you know, it's wild, is it only takes one video for it to like really take off, and then for you to have like a ridiculous amount of followership from it. So let me get this thing done up. It's gonna be dark here soon, and I gotta still go get ice. I gotta get everything else ready for tomorrow. Blake's doing all the rigging for everything right now. He's been doing that today, and I've been messing around with this. I've been working on getting this impeller changed. When I pulled it apart, I did a live earlier today. When I pulled it apart, there was the inside of the plastic housing, somehow or another, it had gotten super hot, and it just ended up melting that housing. So I had to go find that at the parts store, so I had to jump off the live and boogie on over there. So luckily they had everything, the new gasket, the new seals, all the new little parts and pieces for it. So we reused our tube, our feed tube, because it's just a brass piece. So I just cleaned it up a little bit, stuck her back in. But trying to get this thing buttoned back up and then get on the way. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna jump up in the boat. Not quite that far. What do you mean not quite that far? 35, 40, yeah. Well, kinda from the inlet there. All right. We have gear. Let's see. Can y'all see? Oh, y'all didn't get to see where I went up there and popped her into gear. However, you will get to see that she's in gear. So we didn't miss getting the gear selector back up into its hole. All right. Let me tighten this one down. Last one here. All right, we got 46 people in here. Let's get some people commenting. Tell us where you're from. Tell us where you're from. Tell us what you, if you're into fishing. If you're not, we can have other conversations. But let's see who all's where. And don't forget, subscribe, like some videos. I like to say that I am lucky enough, thank God, that my dad's got a nice shop that I get to work out of. So that way I can do all this kind of work myself and not have to pay somebody, which, like I said earlier, everybody in here can do all this work. This isn't anything special. You just have to be smart, you know? Think about what you're doing. And for the kids, man, gosh, we got to get these kids into. I work in the trades, do fire sprinklers for a living, and these kids, man, they're just they don't have any care to have mechanical ability. I feel like some of them, they're like, nah, I'm good. They just don't want to do it. So obviously that's going to mean that they're going to have to pay somebody. Randy White, what's up, man? They're going to have to pay somebody to do all this kind of work, which I won't. I will never. Like, I actually feel like it's a waste of money because I know I can do it. And I overdo it sometimes, like I do too much for myself with doing all these different projects. If I just take it and drop it off, let somebody else do it, it's one less headache on my mind. But I can't do that. I can't trust it that somebody else is gonna touch this, and if anything happens, I'm gonna look at it and be like, that wasn't me. So don't forget the little rubber in there. All right, y'all comment where you're from. Let's see. We got 20 of us in here. Let's see where we're from. Let's see how far we're stretching out. I'm just trying to get everybody to comment that so I can actually see how far of a reach I'm getting. Just comment your city and state. Tell us if you like to fish. Tell us what you like to fish for. Tell us all that stuff. All right, let's see. That should be everything I need for this. That ain't good. Well, I just found a missing bolt. These are the things when you take stuff offshore, you get a lot of bouncing and beating. This is what happens. This is what we find. There he is. There's a bolt missing out of the intake. All right. There's one more somewhere in here. I'm gonna check all these bolts while I'm in here. Just try to check them for tight. Apparently they've all rattled loose. Broke that factory seal. Maybe they just started loosening up over time here. So hey, everybody that's watching, tell us where you're from. Let us see where we're all at in the world. That wire down out of the way. I'm gonna tighten these down a little extra tight this time because that's a little wild. Three. Just checking this thing out. It looks like we got some stuff going on. I got a phone call coming in. Let me see if them to just text me. Everybody's in here. We got 44 people. Let's see where you're from. Let us know. I'm in Orange City, Florida, right along the St. Johns River. Let's see if anybody is in here. Comment, see where we're from. Let's see. One right there. See. Everybody comment where you're from. It must be like maybe it's maybe there's people in Guatemala and because I've noticed I've had like an extreme amount of viewership in Guatemala. So maybe that's why we got some people in here and they're just watching, checking it out. So. We got him a four-wheeler or something around the corner over here. Give me a second, let me get it sucked. Beautiful lady again. Mike Jones! Is Mike Jones your real name, or are you just not trying to be funny about the old rapper back in the day when I was like fresh out of high school? Mike Jones! Let's see. That's my secret. Oh boy. Good thing I found this. This could have caused a extreme lean condition tomorrow. That would have sucked. Could have blown this thing up. Alright, we're still missing one here. Try to find one more bolt. Alright. I wonder. Anyways, well, Mike Jones, we got 28 people in here, 2 likes at least. That's nice. Hey, let's like them. Let's like this thing. See if we can get some more people in here. Comment where you're from. I'm gonna keep sounding like a broken record. Just comment where you're from. Let's hear it. Do you fish? Do you not fish? Are you just interested in mechanics? Are you interested in seeing some rigging videos? If you are interested in rigging videos, Blake Shaw with Dull Hooks and Dumb Luck Fishing. He is going to be doing one. He's supposed to be uploading it tonight for doing some of the stuff he's been doing for us today for tomorrow's trip. We're going out wahoo fishing tomorrow. I want to say that I heard it the other day. Somebody was talking about it, and I know in Hawaii they call wahoo ono, like for eyes, I guess, like over there, like Hawaii and all that off the coast of Guatemala. They call them onos, which I'm assuming is the eye, like, you know, crazy eye, the big eye, whatever. And then so I heard somebody call it something different the other day. It was something off the wall. It was wild. I didn't know exactly what it was. And then I saw a picture and I'm like, oh, okay, now I know what they're talking about. So y'all comment where you're from. I'm trying to find this last bolt. It's in here somewhere. Just gotta find it. Nice and tight. Everything nice and tight. That. It's free and moving. Get any new comments? Nope. We got 37 people in here. Anybody can understand me. Comment where you're from. Let's get an idea. I'm gonna go tomorrow and we're gonna do a video for my channel and for Dull Hooks and Dumb Luck. We're gonna do a couple videos to where we can do some wahoo fishing. We're gonna do some live baiting. We'll do some high speeding. We'll try and get some stuff going. I should have been working on it already, but I didn't, getting the GoPro ready because I usually film everything with my phone and my Samsung phone. I put everything on there and I'm good to go. Probably Monday. Been pretty busy over here. Oh, okay. Maybe Monday he'll get his video out. But Dull Hooks and Dumb Luck, that's where you're gonna go find all that information for all of like rigging videos for all your fishing stuff. Find all that. I dropped off a bunch of stuff for Blake to rig, so hopefully, hopefully he has enough time to get it all done. Some new stuff, some old stuff that we were needing to redo, and I try and keep like I'm gonna show it eventually somewhere along the way, like organizing all the, the extra cable, the line, the all the crimps, all the everything that I've got for all the stuff that we've been buying for all the rigging, and like show like keeping it all on hand so that I don't have to go to the store the night before. It'll be here. It'll be on hand. I just replace it when I go to the store, when I actually make it there. So let's see. I'm gonna keep finding this last bolt. It's wild. These things rattle loose, and now I got a nice little bit of leverage. So I'm gonna crank her down a little bit more. But that's wild that they could like back out the way they did. But once again, it goes back to I can't blame anybody but me because I'm the only one that works on this. I saw one from the other side over here. Let's see if we can see it again. Mm-hmm. Any new comments? Nope. Anybody that's watching, let's see where you're from. Comment on there where you're from. Let's see how far our reach is getting. Put this one over here. that one in the computer. Or, yeah, in the ECM. I had the guys from Tampa Marine Tuning. They did my computer on here. They tuned it for me. And when they did, we did it on the water. So of course, there was no forgiveness. When one of the bolts got dropped, there was no forgiveness there. It just dropped right out, right into the water, never to be seen again. Luckily, I just found one. So we got it replaced now. All right, there's that. We're still one bolt down. I'm gonna get. You need a flashlight right here. Huh? Oh, yes. Okay, that's the inlet for that. Any new comments? No new comments. Who all's in here watching? Let's see. Well, we got 31 of us watching. Found it. Alright, found the last bolt. We're good. But where's the magnet? Doing a little magnet fishing. Victory is mine. Oh. Let's go find us a swivel. Universal joint. Anybody that does their own wrenching, they're going to understand this. See this universal joint here, right? You know? These things, they flop around quite a bit, right? But I got that O-ring. If you look, I got that O-ring on there. That O-ring on there is an absolute lifesaver. This thing, it just rolls around and it stays about where it's supposed to. It's not just flopping about. Yeah, buddy. Thank gosh that I didn't try and do all this last night, because I would have never found this. Would have never found this. All right. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts. All 5 bolts are in it. Good to go. All right, what else we got today? Gonna top off the oil just a little bit. Just need to put just the hair in there. Let me get some pliers, get that thing off there, that lid. Still here. Appreciate it, Blake. So, obviously, things get lost over time, right? So, where are we at with battery before I unplug this? We're at 14%. I got a minute. Let's see. Let me show you something. So, our guys with Tampa Marine Tuning, they told us make absolute sure that these right here, that you're greasing them. Okay? Make sure that you're greasing them. So that thing, you know, that spring on there keeps that thing positively locked. Same thing over here. Spring on there keeps it positively locked, right? And we got to grease these up under here. And it's super important because we don't want to end up offshore and this thing not be able to get greased up. But after inspection, you know, there's no spring here on this one. So this one, super easy. It never comes undone, but obviously now I see that I'm going to get a spring for it. So there's no spring down in there. It's not like hidden. It ain't anywhere. I guess it must never have had it from when I got the boat. Nice boat. God loves you. Have a good one. You too, man. God loves you. Let me show you the boat a little bit. Let me kick her down there. There you go. 22-foot cobia. Deep V. So she needs a little TLC, a little bit of bottom paint maybe or something like that, but I'm not going to do the bottom paint until I absolutely have to. You know what I mean? Just do it one shot. I'll probably have to do something different with it, but if it wasn't on there, I'd be fine with that too. Got a Yamaha 150 on it, and we've got a nice little trolling motor up front. So it gets us offshore, gets us what we need so we can go run out there and enjoy the day, you know? So, Egon, beautiful boat. Thank you, I appreciate it. Man, y'all are great, appreciate it. All right. What else? Oh, oil. Let me get the oil out of the truck. So, I checked it earlier. It was only down like 3/8 of an inch, so I don't need much oil to fill it back up. Level the motor back out, and I'll put just a little bit in here. Let me get my little step ladder, make this easier for me. Oh, yeah. There we go. Let's see. Message retracted. two little tiny foals. Let's see, a boat is a dream for me too. Man, I didn't buy this thing until I was 37. 37? 22. So I was 37. I've always had like small boats, and I'll show you here my other boats that I've got. I've got one that's actually in this, it's inside that enclosed trailer right there. It's a little John boat that my grandfather gave me back when I was like 17. And then I've got this boat here. Give me a second, let me clean that lens. I've got this boat here that we've been redoing the trailer, trying to do a couple things, put a motor on it. Got a pretty amazing deal on that. You know, the pulling platform came from Jeff, which is my cohort on the channel here. He's my Gilligan, and I guess you'd call me the skipper. But anyways, yeah, I got this little guy, which this thing right here, this I think is probably like the most perfect all-around boat that you could do. Hey, we got the neighbors over here. So I got this little bit of work to do still. I gotta do the front winch mount, like everything there for that to land. Change the jack out, you know, move the bunks forward. This one I actually have to move forward. The other side I have to extend, which I've already got the board. It's in the, but you know, right now we're using it as storage. Unfortunately, right now the weather's cooled off so much that any of the fiberglass work that we've been doing, like if you look back at our videos, we've got some fiberglass work that we were doing. We've got what we try and do is we're trying to show like that everybody can do this, that this is not something special, you know what I mean, like a regular Joe. And you see me, I do fire sprinklers for a living. I'm a regular Joe. Granted, I've had a lot of experience on mechanical things, working on race cars, working on all kinds of stuff. But, you know, we've got projects like, let me get this thing switched. Projects like this, you know, the front corner up here. We've got, you know, looks like where somebody must have hit the dock or something like that. So we're gonna have to cut this out, reform that, and fiberglass it and re-gel coat it. But you know, there's like small things like this chip out of here. You can see it. It's pretty gnarly. It's pretty gnarly, but there's nothing that we can't fix. And what I'm trying to show is like all the mechanical stuff that our youth, we're losing them. We don't have blue collar workers like we used to. There's guys that when they come out of school, high school, all they want to do is just, oh yeah, I'm not going into the fields. I'm not working it. I'm not doing anything other than, there we go. I don't know what happened there. I tried to clear out a notification and it happened. Oh dang, we dropped off. We dropped way off. Anyway, hopefully you're still in here, Daniel. I'm trying to show that like the youth that you can do all these things. We've lost them. They're not doing all the things they used to. They're not people aren't going into trades. They're not doing their own work, and they figure they're like, oh, well, I'm just going to take it and pay somebody to do it. Well, you take it and you pay somebody to do it, and then you're just wasting money. If you can do it yourself, my dad said it when I was 16 years old and I was working on race cars, and I was across the country, and I was actually in Canada when it happened. I was having a bad day. Something had happened, and my dad said, it's all just nuts and bolts. If somebody else put it together, you can take it apart and put it back together. So that's what I'm trying to show with the channel here. And then like, try and show all these kids the importance of the blue collar worker. And granted, sometimes when I was younger, I didn't care. I was just like, no, I'm going to make my life easy. I'm going to go to do blue collar work. Sometimes I wish I would have went a different route because I know I'm intelligent on a lot of ways, but I do my job and I do it very, very well and efficiently. Just because, you know, I got some smarts about me, but these kids that are coming out of high schools and stuff, they don't want to do that kind of work. They don't want to go work at McDonald's for $15 an hour. They don't want to come hang sprinkler pipe. They don't want to come do other stuff. So hopefully you're still in here, Daniel. I see your comment there. Man, that's cool. I install fire alarms and security systems. See, you're right there in the same kind of realm of area in which I don't have the expertise of fire alarm stuff, but I kind of got an idea of what's going on there. Enough that I can be dangerous, enough that I can pursue it and get it done if I had to do something. I can say, hey, this is what this is what we need. It's what you got, you know, and chase it that way. But as for like security systems, yeah, right. I've never even dabbled in that. So let's see. Dull hooks and dumb luck fishing. Should I rig my Islander with wahoo teeth marks on it for tomorrow? Well, hopefully we rig it and it has wahoo teeth marks on it again tomorrow. Let's see. Can I make you add as a moderator? Blake, I just made you a moderator on here. There's some I was actually My Style Baits the other day. They were having a live and I didn't know that that was a thing, and they actually made me a moderator for their lives. So that was kind of cool. Let's see if we got any other new comments. Hopefully we can pick back up. We fell off because of the dang notification that came in. So hopefully we can get back to going on it. Get some more people in here. Anybody that's in here, comment where you're from. Let us know. You know, we're just trying to figure out how far of a reach we've got. Trying to figure out where we are, where we're reaching to. Trying to figure out who's where, so that way maybe we can do some collaboration stuff. Donnie Wilson, let's go fish. Where are you from, Donnie Wilson? Where are you from? Let's go fish. All right, that's super cool, man. I love tinkering, and honestly, it's sad seeing young people not... Dude, you're not wrong. These kids, they don't even try. They don't even want to. They're like... It's almost as if they're helpless. And, you know, obviously, everything that we do, you know, all the foods we eat, I suffer from it. Low T. Well, these kids nowadays, they're even worse. They're like little... You know, young men are not men. They're just boys, and they stay boys until they're in their mid-20s. And, you know, they're just like... The other thing, that movie Idiocracy is so real and right, because everybody thinks that everything's stupid is so funny. I'll laugh at it, but I'm not just like putting that in my head. But it's amazing how much stuff... And my dad always said when I was a kid, stupid in, stupid out. And it's true. When I was watching Beavis and Butthead, I was a goon. From Illinois. What part of Illinois? Right on the Great Lakes, I'm assuming. That'd be kind of cool. Donnie Wilson, what part of Illinois are you in? What are we gonna fish for when I come up there? How about that? All I need you to do is take me out on the boat. You come down here, I'll do the same for you. Luckily enough, because I've traveled for so many years, I've got Champaign. Is that right near the lake? I might have to look that up because I don't know. Lucky enough that I've gathered a absolute ton of hotel points, and so if I want to go somewhere, I can just take off and go. So I'll be able to, as long as there's a Marriott close, I can pay for my own place to be, but get y'all to take me fishing, put it on channel, help everybody back and forth, you know. So, and we're just starting out. It's a couple hours from the lake. So what do? You do other lake fishing? What do you got, a river near you, or what kind of fishing you do? What are you fishing for? What are you finding there? Egon, I subscribe to you. Sorry if, I'm texting so bad. I'm from Germany. Hey! God, what's the name of the town? Steiner Sleeve Nuts. Okay, they're a company over there. I used to, the son's name is Dino, and I don't know if the father's still around. His name was Hans Steiner. They started off during the before World War II or after World War II. They started off doing like the sewing little spools for that stuff. Then they went to sleeve nuts for common rail fuel injection. Now, I haven't spoke to Dino in many years, but our shop right here, I'll show it to you. Our shop right here used to house race cars of like ridiculous sort. Like, you see this, we're in the, like, it's just a 20 by 50 building, right? Would you have imagined that looking at this thing rolling by here, that there would have been 2 race cars in there that were worth $1 million each? Of course not. It was hidden behind the house. It was just looked like a little shop there, you know? And when I was a kid and we had the race car stuff all around, that dude, he was from there in I want to say it's Gosheim, something like that. But I'm sure they've still got their business over there. Steiner Sleeve Nuts. But yeah, man, we appreciate you. We appreciate you watching. We appreciate you commenting. Fire alarms and security systems are easy. I told myself and stupid and capable for years. Until one day I realized the problem was that I wasn't even trying. There we go, right? We learn. We continue to learn, and we like, it's so easy when I start, like, when things just like click, 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 they all just start falling in place. So let's see. I'm originally from Zebulon, North Carolina. You know, I did a job there in Zebulon it's been like 10 years ago, but we did a job there. I actually liked Zebulon. It was a pretty cool little town. I liked it a lot, actually. We did, I'm gonna find my other phone so I can text somebody back. They texted me a while ago. I actually did a job there and I enjoyed it. The one thing that I did have to say about Zebulon is that it was so cool. It was like a little just small hometown feel when I went there. So, and then of course, my phone's dead. It never ends. All right, well, hold on. Un momento. We're gonna have to go plug this one in now. But I want to start going, like, next time I have to, like, actually go out of state and start traveling more. I want to start doing some videos, you know, people that I meet along the way, like on a weekend, just dip out and go do some fishing. You know, there's plenty of fun people around the United States. I pride myself on being one of them. So, not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm funny. Yep, let's see. Let me get a thingy out in here. Let me get a charger block. Oh, got the close up of the beard. Sorry. All right. Let's get this thing plugged in, and then we can get back to business. So, here we go. All right, let's see. Let me send this text message real quick. What we got? What was the biggest pike you caught? I've never caught a pike. I've never been. I've never gotten into any of that. Like, that's all northern fish for us. For us, like tomorrow we'll catch wahoo, sailfish, barracuda, obviously, kingfish, all the bottom fish, you know, mangrove snapper, black drum, red snapper. There's a ridiculous amount of those. Go check out Dull Hooks and Dumb Luck Fishing, and you'll see what's going on there with that. Let's see. Send this text out real quick. Doing a live. How's it going? Sorry, gotta text somebody back because they texted me a long time back. And I never did anything with it. So let's see. Let's see. Need to go to the Roanoke River and try some of those rockfish. You know, I was in Chesapeake, Virginia, a couple years ago. About the time it was early 21, because I had to leave there to go get married, and then that didn't last, which unfortunately I still have some trash left on there to get rid of. But I was up there on the Chesapeake, and I never went and fished, and I saw these people that were like out there. They were like in kayaks going along that 16-mile bridge that runs through there. They were out there in kayaks, which was wild to me because it's in the middle of the Chesapeake Bay. And I wanted to go fish, and I never did. I didn't take the opportunity that was given to me to go, because I was there for free. So it wouldn't have cost me that much. But now, like, I think about it and I want to go back, and I'm like, now it's going to cost me to go back. It's going to cost me to incur that travel all that I have to pay for. I love the U.S. and I think there's so much opportunity there. I wish I could live there. Let's see, Daniel, where'd you say you're from? You too far along. You're the I'm trying to scroll back up. If you want to re-comment it, where are you from? What part of the world? Romanian, living in the UK. All right, so I got to enjoy the UK a little bit when I was younger. All the race car stuff I was doing. Let me see if I can wiggle this thing over here just right. So I was working on race cars, and in working on all the race cars, that was like one of the things that we did was like, I traveled to Germany. I traveled to Belgium. I got to see the start of the 2004 Tour de France, like the bicycle ride, right? Like I got to see the start of it in Belgium, and because it starts in Belgium and then runs out. But I got to see the start of it, and when me and my buddy, he's Australian, his name was Rocket, and when me and him, when we were there watching it, we were standing up in a planter for plants, like a big round, like it was like 12 feet across. It was big, but we couldn't see, so we stood up on there, right? Well, when we did that, the police didn't care for that much, so they walked up and they said, you know, asking us for our papers in their language, and I was like, I was a young kid. I said, American, and they're like, oh. So they told me, they're like, no, you got to give us your papers. And luckily, my buddy Rocket was smart enough. When they turned their heads because something happened, he like grabbed me by the arm and snatched me, and we rolled out. I got to get this thing plugged back in. Both phones are dying, man. This is wild today. Rolling through them today. Rolling through that battery. Obviously, a live takes quite a bit, but that's quite a bit of battery use today. Thank God for having the work phone. Well then. Let's see what else is new. It was nice chatting with you. You have a good day. You too, Donnie. Hey, send before you leave, send an email to damnskiffy23@gmail.com and tell me let's do some fishing. I'll travel up to you. We'll go out and do some fishing. When you want to come down, we'll set it up. You come down. So if you're still in there, send that to damnskiffy, DAMSKIFFY 23@gmail.com. Send that, and you know, just give me a number or something like that, and we'll start communicating. That's how I met Earl the Reef Robber. And that dude, he's pretty cool. Coolest name I've ever heard for a fishing channel, the Reef Robber. So, anyways, Romanian living in UK. So, all right. So, Daniel, how do you like it over there? What part of the UK are you living in? You living in London, or you living farther to the north, or farther towards the south, where like Calais, or what? Let's see. All right. I've got everything buttoned up on here. Those are all back tight. Yep, there's that. See? Both ways. Both ways engage. Pretty in pink is ready to drag on the planer. Oh! We got an Islander that Blake has been rigging up, and I've got it on one of the shorts. You can see it. It's only like maybe 10 or 12 shorts ago. I'm like spinning it in the light, and it's pink and white, but it looks in the video it looks like it's orangey kind of colored. So we were trying to figure that out, but like spinning it around, it's got some flash on it. So when you spin it around, like the sun was glaring off it. And of course, I made the joke that Wahoo loved the pink stuff, just like man. And I'm like twirling that lure around. So that's kind of funny. Check that out if y'all are haven't yet. So carps, lots of carps. Oh, I didn't see this from Egon back. Is it through that in America? There's lots of carps. I don't actually know where to find carp. I know that there's some at the local transfer station in the pond just to keep it clean. But I feel like maybe that's like a northern thing. I don't know. We just do like mainly the pelagics. We do some bottom fishing. We do a lot of like there's black sea bass, triggerfish. There's groupers. There's all different kinds of snappers. There's like just a plethora of stuff. Sailfish. Some guys get into the swordfish. We have yet to do that. There's marlins. There's everything here. So there's like an absolute ridiculous amount of fishing that we can do in our fishery here right off Daytona Beach. So everything that we're doing off of Daytona Beach, we go out of Ponce Inlet, and there's I can't even remember how many. There's like, I don't know, there's more than 15 but there's a bunch of like artificial reefs that the county has done over the time, that are all artificial fishing reefs for us. They started, I think, all the way back in the early 90s, maybe 1990. My uncle will be able to tell us because he's very well versed in all of them. I've just gotten started really offshore fishing in the past like 2 years, so I'm still gaining knowledge. And luckily, Dull Hooks and Dumb Luck is my Uncle Blake. He's kind enough to teach me all his tricks, all the stuff he's learned. So I'm getting what took him 40 years. I'm getting the crash course on it, and I'm getting up to speed now. So there's still plenty of experience that I'm going to have to gain, but I'm lucky that Blake's here to help us. You know, he's helping me, my brother-in-law. He's helping all of us to gain the knowledge. And he's got 2 sons. He's got my cousin Steven he's got a boat. He wants to go offshore. He's actually coming with us tomorrow. So we got all these people that Blake's teaching, and on his channel over there, Dull Hooks and Dumb Luck, we're gonna get some rigging stuff done. We're gonna show some how to fish for certain things. We're gonna show, like, you know, all kinds of different things about how to fish for the fish. On my channel, we're just gonna show the fishing. We're gonna show the easy side of it. You know, we'll show the payoffs of it. You know, 40 years Blake's been going out there, and everything he's gonna learn and teach us, he's teaching us. So it's been, like I said, it's been amazing to have that opportunity to have him get on the boat with us and go and teach. And me and him talk. It's slowed down a little bit lately because just fishing is slowed down. But when we're fishing, it's every single day. We're talking about fishing on the phone. He's teaching me small things. You know, he gives me a couple pieces of information, and he sees what I pick up to do with it. So, like he says, you can give somebody 2 + 2 is 4, but if you get to 4, most people don't know what to do with 4. So you can give everybody all this information, but until they can think it through for themselves, they don't do that. You know, they don't proceed forward with progress. Let's see. Do you get guiding? Getting? Never heard of it. Like over here on the St. John's, which is only like, I think it's like maybe a mile down through the woods, and it's literally down at the end of my parents' street is woods, and it goes right through. It might be maybe 3/4 of a mile to a big lake. We've got a ton of gators there. There's let's see, there's 15. Oh, back to the artificial reefs. There's 15, but only 10 are still active for more deployments. Okay. But like we've got all kinds of VelutiaReefs.org in case anybody wants to check it out. You can see like what they've dumped on which site, all that stuff. So, but over here on the river, we've got like they're catching flounder over there, and redfish and all that kind of stuff up like towards Lake George, a little north of here. But like, we got stripers every once in a while, striped bass. We get those. They come through. There's tarpon. There's all kinds of small fish. Of course, bass, um, uh, crappie, and all that. So we've got a ton of fishing that we can do, no matter which side we want to go. So we can go like a mile down the road this way and go to the freshwater river, which is kind of like brackish, but mainly fresh-ish water. We get there, or we can go 30 minutes across the county and we're out in the ocean, and we can go to the intercoastal waterway and we can fish in that. So we do a lot of that. So hey, everybody that's in here, we got 8 people right now. Let's comment where you're from. Tell us where you're from. Tell us if you fish, what you do, if you're doing any fishing, if you enjoy it, if you're a subscriber, if you're not, if you aren't subscribed, please feel free to subscribe. Help the journey keep growing. We've had a ridiculous amount of subscribers in the past couple months. Let's see. In the past, like, I'm sorry, not a couple months. In the past, like, 6 weeks, so a month and a half. Huge gains. Let's see here. Right now, it's showing us being at, let's see if we can look it all up. We're at 19,400 and something. All it says is 19.4 thousand subscribers. So it's wild to me how many people, like, at certain times, obviously everybody's different time zones, different times of free time, but like earlier we had like 50 people in here, 40 people in here, and then it comes down to these times where, like, right now we've got 8 people. So let us know where you're from. Tell us where you're from. Tell us what you got going on. Let's see where everybody's from and how far out our reach is gaining. All right, I'm done here. Done with that. We got that in. That works. Let's see. Oh, I can imagine. Are you gone? Hey, it was nice meeting you. Hey, email us at damnskippy23@gmail. I'm sure I can make my way over there if you got some fishing we can do. Anybody else that's in here? We're going up and down here. Anybody else that's in here? Let us know where you're from. I would love to be able to do some traveling and go and explore different parts of the country, maybe even the world, and go do some fishing. And obviously, having some local people there to do some guiding, that would be awesome. So comment where you're from. Let us know. I'm going to start putting some tools away real quick. It's getting dark. Oh, dang. Nope, I forgot. I got one more cover to put on. All right, almost done. Let's see. Anybody that's in here, comment where you're from. Let's see, we're back up above 10. Let's see how many we got now. Got 15 people in here. Tell us where you're from. Tell us what you fish for. Tell us if you're just here for the mechanical content. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much. If you're not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Just so everybody knows, I'm from Volusia County, Florida, which is Daytona Beach area. I'm like in between Daytona Beach and Orlando, so I'm like right there in the middle of all the good stuff in the state. See here. Blake, are you still on? I'm gonna show you these that thingy midget, the sabikis. Blake, are you still on? Can you see these? Comment and tell me. I got some. They got wet, so they got some like weird looking growth on them. I don't know if it's mold or what, but you see that? They're 50-pound mains, 30-pound branches. So I don't know if this is what we need for that or not. Let me see if I can. Uh-oh. Dull hooks and dumb luck, you on here? Let's see. Let's call. I don't know if you're in my work phone or not. That looks right. Yep. All right. Never mind. I was calling you. Never mind. Don't worry about that. All right. I got these. They're all the same. 50-pound main, 30-pound branches. So they got wet in that box up front. So you see they got some extra speckles on them. Maybe that's helpful. I don't know. I think it could be helpful. I'm an idea man. You gotta let me roam. Anyways. I don't know if this is what we needed, what you had shown, what you were thinking for sabikis or not. But those work. Okay, good. All right. Well, let's hope they continue to. Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh. So anyways. All right. So those are going into the cubby tonight. I'm going to go back and get the 2 bent butts, get the other 250s on Grandpa's rod and the black tip rod. So we should just need 4 for high speed, right? Like, those would be good. And then what do I need? Do you want me to bring I don't need to bring one of the 7,500 spinning reels, do you think? Maybe for in case we got to throw get into something, throw something out. I don't know. You tell me. That way I can start gathering those up. And then I'm going to go for ice. It's 5:30. I'll still be in bed by 8 o'clock. Woo, buddy. Gonna love that. Got to get up at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Jeff's at some Friendsgiving thing that I didn't get invited to. So hopefully he brings me home a plate of turkey. If not, it'll be a salad from Wawa, and we'll get it figured out from there. So let me get finished cleaning up tools. Then we can go up in the boat, and I can sit there and talk to you. Anybody that's in here, we got 10 people. Let us know where you're from. Let us know. I'm making some shortly also. Oh, you're gonna make some more of these. Okay, okay. Let us know where you're from. Let us know how far our reach is getting. You know, just show us what you got going on. Like whatever. Do y'all fish? Do you not fish? Are you here for the making some shortly also? Okay. Are you here for the mechanical content? Are you here for the fishing content? Are you here for just because you scrolled along and found me? If you are, consider subscribing. We got some funny stuff. All the shorts we got, funny stuff. I try and keep people coming back for the shorts, and then we'll get our videos going again. We've been slacked on the videos until we got up to 1,000 subs, and then I put out a couple, and then we've just been slammed with work and everything else, and bad weather and everything else under the sun, and I haven't had opportunities. I had a transmission go out in one of my trucks. I broke a input shaft and the stator shaft off, and now we are down to this guy. So that's our tow pig for the boat, but this one's got a nice built 6-speed 68 RFE transmission, which is a common problematic transmission for a Ram. I've had multiple trucks with them. I've had multiple trucks with them with problems. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. That truck out there, the one that's in the barn, that's nice big silver barn, the one that's out there, we had, I had done a 48 swap, which is an old school 4-speed into it. And when I did that, okay, I got your text there, Blake. So I did an old school 4-speed swap into it, and man, oh man, that thing shifts so great and it's so fun, but it doesn't work when somehow or another it locks up and it just breaks the input shaft off. It hit so hard, like whatever happened inside the transmission, it hit so hard. Okay, I see you got a 4-minute lag. It hit so hard that it broke the shaft off, and when it broke the shaft, it also sheared the stator off. So I'll grab that here in a minute and I'll show y'all again. I showed everybody earlier. That was gnarly. It, as soon as it hit so hard, I thought that it broke the transmission. I thought that it broke the crank. I thought the engine was I thought the engine had blown up. And luckily I pulled off to the side of the road, coasted off the side of the road, cranked the truck up, and it cranked up, but it had a weird noise, and I just knew. I just popped it down into drive. We didn't go nowhere. Popped it in reverse. We didn't go nowhere. So I'm like, all right. 2.5 years ago, I busted the intermediate shaft one night, horsing around, and it's a billet shaft. It's a billet hardened shaft. Like, it's one of the good ones that they use for building on the race transmissions. And I ended up, it broke that off, and this time it broke the other input shaft off. So it was cheaper to fix the intermediate shaft, so a lot cheaper. But now we've upgraded, and I got a 35 spline big shaft for the input. So hopefully we won't have that problem again. Even if it does, if it's if it happens, which it will, then it won't be too bad to do an intermediate shaft, as long as it doesn't break something in a way that shatters the case of the transmission, because then it'll be starting fresh from ground zero again. So anyways, there's that. We've already broken a case on a 68 RFE. That's fun. Hold on. Anybody that's in here that's into mechanical stuff, they'll like this. This transmission case, and you can see the line all the way around it, around right here, this line. That's where the transmission case split. I was driving down the road and it shifted hard, and all of a sudden it just stopped going. And so I brought it here, set it right there, and it's been there for years. However, at some point, because the other side is like a bigger dish, I'm gonna make that into a sink. Maybe for my future race shop. That way I can have me a kind of a cool sink and a vanity stand, you know? So anyways, we got 8 people in here. Hopefully we got some some new subscribers out of this. Hopefully we got some people that found us along the way, and they can start watching the channel and enjoying it and enjoying what we have to offer. So you can see anybody that's in here right now, we got us a 22-foot cobia, and it's a deep V. We're going offshore tomorrow. We're going to go do some wahoo fishing. So it's starting to get a little bit cold, starting to cool off because the sun's got dropped down. I need to get trucks swapped around and get the tow pig hooked up to the boat, go get some ice real quick, and then be ready to get on our way. So anyways, I'm going to cut this short. I'm going to cut it off. Thank you for watching. Everybody, if you will, please subscribe. Like the videos, like this. Just try and get everything out so that we can try and get our name out and try and get some more followers, more viewers. We're almost to a point where we're going to be monetized. We're almost there. Another, like, I don't know. It's probably another month or so, and we'll be there. So anyways, if y'all would like the videos, subscribe to the channel, try and go back and watch some of our stuff. We got some funny stuff in there. I try and be entertaining. You know, it doesn't all just need to be like how to, you know, let it be entertaining. The one video with our sailfish and all the mahi and the wahoo, it shows, you know, we're in there. We're all joking back and forth. It's the camaraderie that we have and the way that we are with each other. It's good-hearted fun, and it's a great thing. So if y'all would just, you know, go back, check out some of them videos, check out some of the shorts, check out everything, and like and subscribe to the channel, like all the videos. Just, that would be helpful. That would be really great. So tell us about yourselves. You can comment on here afterwards. Tell us about yourselves. Are you subscribed? Where you're from? Let us know. So, all right, I'm gonna cut it short. Thank y'all for watching, and we'll tell y'all how we do. I'll do a live tomorrow night. Actually, we'll get Blake on there too. We'll get a live of us cutting up fish. So, all right, y'all have a good one.